Hi everyone, Jaymes Mansfield here bringing you yet another video. Now I have a very important question. Are you a pink pony girl? Do you dance at the club? Hello, I am so ready to do this makeup look. Yes. We are doing a Chappell Roan inspired makeup look. I have a wig styled. I'm excited for this because she's kind of blown up all over the place. Like, I love it when an indie goddess makes good, especially when they're a part of our community. So let's get started, shall we? First things first, I have to glue down my eyebrows. As you already know, this is a major part of drag. You have to do it, otherwise I'll have crusty brows. And I'm gonna let you know right now, it is very late at night at the moment, and I've had a long, busy weekend. We're gonna get into it. So first things first, I'm gonna glue these brows down. I'll be right back. Welcome back. The eyebrows are all glued down. Now let's get to doing this makeup. All right, now I'm so excited to do a Chappell Roan inspired makeup video. Is it Chappell or Chappell? I think it's Chappell. I'm not exactly sure. It has not been decided. I also haven't heard her pronounce her own name. You know, I heard of the album long before she became popular. Not to be that person, but I did hear a lot of her songs before she really blew up because all of my friends are like indie music fanatics, and everyone I tour with wouldn't shut up about this girl. And I was like, oh, fine, I'll give her a listen. So I heard the Pink Pony Club, I heard Hot to Go and all that stuff well before, you know, she really blew up. And I guess they mentioned that she was touring with Olivia Rodrigo, so I guess that'll do it. That will do it. Now I have to put on white foundation, so I have here Krylon TV Paint Stick. We haven't used her in a minute, but we're gonna try it again. I'm gonna be using a little bit of a red, not too much, because again, like, I've never had to color correct around like white makeup, but I don't want to use orange because I feel like it's gonna add too much pigment. So I'm just gonna use a little bit here, it's the tiniest bit, in my trouble areas. Oh, I got a new primer. This is Dermablend Brilliant Base Eliminating Primer. I just found it. It's got a bit of a shoe leather smell to it, but you know, we'll see how it works. Yeah, this is also a problem I have with this. It chips away. So that was also a reason why I didn't really care for it. There are many reasons. Rubbing that down. We're going full clown today, apparently. All right. Midwest Princess is what we're going for, okay? Tiny Desk Chappell Roan is what we are trying to achieve today. We're gonna beauty blender this in. I feel like my dad, because my dad actually used to do clowning for the Shrine Circus, like whenever they came to town. Him and the Shriners would get together and do this stuff. So it's not uncommon for me to have seen like this kind of extreme clownish kind of makeup. I have his old wig. It was like a red hat with an orange like curly wig attached to it. Like Annie kind of curly hair. And I think his name was Mr. Happy Happy, which I never understood, you know, just double happy. It's not Mr. Happy, it's Mr. Happy Happy. I look a little bit like Baby Jane Hudson. It looks like I've written a letter to Daddy, and I don't know how I feel about it, but you know what? We're surviving, we're thriving, we're gonna make it work. Now, I don't wanna mix too much product in with the stick, so I'm gonna use what I have here. I never actually did this kind of makeup before. And that's also a problem I have with Krylon too, is it's so oily that it kind of fights the eyebrows. Like, I feel like my blockage fights it back. Fight night going on over here. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. But you know what? We're wearing a wig with bangs today, so it'll be all good. Now, I was really intrigued when it came to Chappell Roan's music because, like, when I was shown it immediately, I didn't immediately take to it. But I started listening more and more, as I am with many artists. And it kind of reminded me of, like, I don't know, a mixture of, like, 80s synth pop with, like, Tori Amos, Indigo Girls kind of feel to it. Like, very lesbian music. But, again, in high school, I was basically, you know, very into lesbian music. All my friends were lesbians, so that's kind of just what I listened to. So it was like Tori Amos, Bjork, Indigo Girls, that one indie band, The Lovers, Tegan and Sarah. Oh my god, The Lovers, that was such a good band. Sleep with Heat, that was such a good album. Although really sad, My Heart Never Sleeps, unnecessarily sad. Or Perpetual Motion, Perpetual Sound. I don't know why I was listening to such depressing music in high school. Like, I didn't have a bad experience for the most part. Like, as soon as I transferred schools, that was fine. But, man, that, like, indie rock, shoegazy kind of music, so into it and so here for it. It was, like, Coco Rosie or, who's the other one? Joanna Newsom. Let's use a white setting powder and set all this. I'm going to be using MAC Studio Fix. This is Pro Set and Blur. And it's translucent, but it's really white. I bought this thinking I would love it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't loved it, but using it, I found that it pulls up some product when I use my, like, Dermablend. but I never tried it with Krylon, so maybe it'd be a different story. You never know. The rest is still unwritten. I think the brows might need another coat, but we're gonna see. I'm also wearing bangs. I was smart enough to make a wig with bangs in it, so she might just get bangs today. Another coat. I don't mind this because like it's challenging me to like do different stuff with my makeup, because you can notice, if you haven't noticed with me already, some of you have pointed it out, I have a tendency to be a bit safe when it comes to my makeup looks. I don't go outside of my box too much because I like to look pretty. And experimentation is scary. Change is scary. So I tend to stick into a familiar medium. I find what works, and I'm okay with that. But you know what? We only go around this world once, so we might as well try to do Chappell Roan makeup once. And if it doesn't work out, the good thing is I don't have to be Chappell Roan. So there's always that. All right, let's try set this. I feel like they're pretty covered. I'm also gonna do blue over it. So if there's a little blue showing from the eyebrows, it's only okay. Yeah, I'm looking like the only has-been actress in like the 1950s. Let's start the makeup. Blue. We are going with so much blue today. We're gonna be using Kimchi Chic. And if you wanna save 15% on Kimchi Chic Beauty, use my code jaymesmansfield and get 15% off. Look at me, saving you money. All right, we're gonna be using this one here in the corner to start. It does not have a name. It's just this blue in the corner. Fill our brush up. I use that and do this. Any trick works when it comes to drag, all right, honey? You do what you gotta do. Make it work. We use that to basically make a clean line and just fill this eyelid up with blue. Because looking at this makeup she did for the Tiny Desk, it's very blue and very pink and very like little bits of red here and there. But it's so cutesy and so girly that I'm kind of obsessed with it. It's like Marie Antoinette if she had a Sweet 16 in the 80s. Oh my God, Marie Antoinette would have loved the 80s. All the decadence. All right, with a different brush, we're gonna use this blue here up top, in the middle blue. And she had like a crease right here, so let's try and do that. You can't really see all of it because her bang is blocking it, but you do a crease and then go in with more blue. And fun fact about Chappell Roan, she follows my drag daughter, Bryce Mansfield, on Instagram. And I found out she does this really cool thing where she'll find local queens specifically to like open her shows. Like she loves to have drag queens open for her, which I think is super, super cool. She's always like making sure it's a local queen for the most part. Like you don't see a lot of Drag Race girls doing it. I think the only Drag Race girl that did it was like Sasha Cody. Oh, that's clean and beautiful. I just saw myself in the monitor and thought, oh my God, I look beautiful. Okay, more blue. Okay, so we gotta get into something. Now, I don't know how many of you are like big believers in like the paranormal. I'll say this right now. I'm open to being convinced, but for the most part, I'm a bit of a skeptic. I had some relatives in town, they're like really into it. So we went to the Haunted Museum here in Las Vegas, and it was not a cheap ticket, okay? Like she paid a lot of money, and we got the VIP experience, was the RIP experience. Get it? Because, you know, dead people. Just to prove it, Whoa. There you go. I got my free t-shirt, as you can see. Went to the Haunted Museum, be jealous. And it's not necessarily free because you paid more to get in, so it probably cost double what the t-shirt probably cost. That's besides the point. Let me just say this. I don't quite know how I feel about this museum. Like, I'm so open to being, you know, I'm open to the paranormal, you know. I'm not here, I was respectful, of course. I wasn't going in there being an asshole and like, you know, mouthing off the whole time. I was respectful. If there was like little rituals you wanted you to do, it's like say hello and goodbye, I would do that, you know, just to cover my bases. In case there is anything out there, I don't need a haunting, okay? I've downsized enough in my life. I don't need a ghost in this place, okay? As you all know, unless they're paying rent, they have no business in my life. But I feel like a lot of this museum felt a bit like whoever the owner was showing off their collection of stuff they paid way too much money for. Because some of the stuff in there, I'm just like,
this doesn't really feel that haunted.
But it felt like every room I would enter, Ernie, tell me if I'm wrong, they preface us with saying, this is the most scary, haunted, most manifested room in the whole entire house. Every single room, they had like a precursor with that. I was just like, really? Every room? Every object? I was just really taken aback. And that's just like, there was a lot of facts that were being left out of certain stories, a lot of very key details that weren't being like brought up. Not a whole lot of these stories are being backed up, and it left me a little skeptical, I'm not going to lie. But again, it's all in the means of entertainment. I was there and I was entertained. And I will say, there was one portion near the middle that got me where it suddenly turned into a haunted house. Like, literally, it was all clowns. Like, our whole room, so it was clown themed, and it had, like, clowns jump out at you and shit. And I'll admit, they got me. Like, it came out the wall, I got a jump scare. But I will say this right now, the one thing that did kind of bother me is, like, every single time, the little screens would pop up. First off, you're not allowed to have your phone on. Your phone, there's no phones allowed. You have to turn your phone off. So while you're in there, you're not even exactly sure how long you've been in there for. But there are no phones allowed because the phones disturb the paranormal or whatever. There was a very long explanation, like a waiver they had to sign. Like, I guess that said if, like, we get scratched or bit or anything that happens to us, they're not liable. But yeah, apparently phones and cell phones, like, you know, they don't mesh well with their equipment that they use for the ghosts or whatever. But they had, you know, full, you know, TV screens that would come in and out to make sure the guy could explain everything to you. Every single introduction that would come on the screens was also just them mentioning, by the way, in this room, people have passed out from fear or from being possessed. People were leaving on stretchers. And I'm just like, I don't think this is necessarily the flex you think it is. But also bear in mind, they don't give you any water. And there's no, like, drinking fountain inside the establishment that I'm aware of, except for, like, a small water cooler. Well, an hour into the production. So by the time you get to it, if you forget to drink that water, baby, don't forget. Like, but you're not allowed to have water in there. And the smoke machines. The smoke machines were out of control. Like, there was I was huffing up so much dry ice, felt like I was at, like, the worst metal show in the world. It was just like, why is there so much ice in here? Why is it so smoky in here? Like, I believe the guy's name was Zach Baggins. He also lived right next door in, like, this, you know, full Addams Family style mansion that was right next door to it. With, like, a little mannequin head set up in the window and everything. The decor was sickening. Like, they slapped with the decor. It was really beautiful inside there. And lots of, like, really ornate Victorian style stuff and, like, dolls and puppets. Again, which maybe that's what also bothers me. Dolls, puppets, and clowns were really overemphasized. And if you know anything about me, I'm not scared of any of those things. Like, dolls don't scare me, clowns don't scare me, and puppets especially don't scare me. But, I don't know, maybe call me a little sensitive. I don't necessarily love the divisiveness of making that stuff all, like, just putting it out there and saying, this is scary. Like, no, it's not. It's entertainment, girl. And those clowns that were in there and, like, all the puppets were beautiful. But what did actually kind of upset me and got me thinking, like, this is a little gross. They had a celebrity wing. And mind you, only one of the things that they showed us really seemed like it could have had some kind of, like, you know, superstitious kind of, like, backstory to it. But they had, like, you know, a coat Brandon Lee wore on the set of The Crow, or Sharon Tate's wedding dress, which bothered me a little bit, not gonna lie. Didn't sit well with me. And also, like, items that belonged to Patrick Swayze, and I'm just like, there's no paranormal thing attached to that. That's a little odd. All right. They had, was the axle or something from James Dean's car, Little Bastard, which that was the one thing that had a little bit of, like, a paranormal element to it because previous owners have had problems with that car. But one thing that really, like, irked me and got under my skin a little bit was, like, they had, like, things from the boat of Natalie Wood and her husband. They were telling the backstory of it with the preface that there was something a little supernatural about it, which again is just like, this really isn't supernatural. It's like, I get that you paid money for this, but this is a little much for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, this is a little icky, and I don't like it. And it's like, especially knowing the details about all of that, it's like, Although I will say, as far as, like, being an old Hollywood person, I was very thrilled to see nothing of Jaymes Mansfield's was there. So at least she has a little bit of peace. Nothing from Marilyn Monroe or anything like that, so at least they aren't getting disturbed. Let that rest. Me and Ernie were also, like, just, like, looking around, like, whenever they showed everything, especially having been there. You were there for, like, 2.5 hours. Like, it was really long. Like, whenever a video would pop up, it's like, no wonder people are passing out. It's like, there's, like, no water in here. Like, we were so thirsty. And, like, we all needed to use the bathroom. There was no bathrooms on the premises for, like, throughout the whole tour. I'm using Kimchi Chic, the red, this one right here, in the corner. Let's do our eyebrow. It's like near the end, Ernie wanted to leave because he was just over it, but like he stuck it out because he didn't want to be recorded on camera. Like, this person couldn't take it and they had to walk out early. They couldn't even finish the tour because you know they would do that. You absolutely know they would have done that. And I would have gone back and seen you on that footage. Like,
They did not.
although I can imagine had that happened and I go back for like a random look, I'd be the one to call out, "That's not what happened." I was there, you know. Oh, why, that's just a load of malarkey. All right, this is coming together very nicely. My eyebrow is fighting me a bit today, even with Pros-Aid and glue. It's just like, I don't want to do this right now. I'm gonna do the other one off camera and I'll be right back. All right, we are back. I got one eye mostly done. Let's do the other side, okay? We're gonna go in with some eyeliner and do some nice vintage style wing liner. Yes, honey. Oh, it's gonna be so pretty, just you wait. I'm not hating this makeup, I have to say. I think it's kind of cute. It's different for me. I'm also going to be trying a color on the bottom. Like, I'm not going to do just solid black on the bottom of the eye today. I'm actually taking a page from Deja Sky's book. She was the one that suggested this because I was asking her, like, I'm always looking around for new things to do with my eye makeup, especially at the bottom, because I feel like I don't ever do anything really fun with it. And she suggested, try doing this. So we're going to try it today and see how it works. And if it doesn't work, I'll let her know that she ruined everything. But first things first, we're going to go in with this dark blue right here. And we're going to add a little more depth to the crease. Because I know that she has that on here too, so we're going to really add some deepness here to really make that crease pop a little more. I am so excited because Chappell Roan is going to possibly go #1 next week. However, as of the making of this video, that was what the news was going to be. Apparently Taylor Swift is releasing a digital release, so that may not happen now. It's almost comical at this point, like how often this happens now, where like someone has a chance to go #1 and knock her out, and then suddenly she's like, you know what? I think we need to release my album on cassette now. And she knows it'll sell millions of copies. Like, that's kind of like a weird, fun flex, not gonna lie. Just as I would do it just to see if I could do it. Like, I just want to see what happens. Let's see what happens. Try it. Like, she could release those fucking albums on a hit clip and she would outsell everybody and hit #1. It's insane to me. Oh my god. I feel like she's the one that could bring them back, the hit clips, where you could listen to like 15 seconds of a song in like the worst quality ever. And as little kids, we all thought this was like the shit. Like, oh my god, I am getting Baby One More Time in a hit clip, and it's 15 seconds of the song I don't even like. The days before Walkmans had the anti-skip feature in them, and you'd have to hide it if you were taking the bus to school because someone might beat you up for it. You guys don't know the struggle, okay? You don't know the pain of having to hide your iPod Nano to make sure no one saw you had it. Oh, yes. Adding kimchi glitter. This one is Supernova. Like a champagne supernova, one might say. We're tying it all in, okay? I'm grasping at straws here, okay? We're gonna make this work. All right, time for the bottom eye. So I'm gonna do a solid blue color. I'm actually gonna use some of the play pigments from Trixie Cosmetics. This is the blue one. This one is Score with an exclamation point. I'm gonna put that on the palette. We're going to try and do a blue under eye. We'll see how it works. I might just call up Deja and say, Deja, how does it feel? No, you ruined everything. I have to clean this tray. It's embarrassingly dirty. This palette is really dirty. And I can't remember, are these eye safe? I feel like they are.
Don't use them as eyeshadow.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'm dumb. Skip that part. Smash this camera. Cut the cameras. I'm actually not mad at that. Okay. Okay, it's pretty. It makes my eyes look blue without having to wear horrible contacts. Oh yeah, I think that's pretty. I think it's really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna do blue over it though, just to really emphasize blue. Da-da-dee-da-da-da. Look at me, looking like a feminine nomenon. I'm keeping it hot like Papa John. Should we get daring? Should we bold? Should we be that girl? I'm tapping the shimmer. I did it. All right, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna do the other one later. I wanna blush up first though. Let's do some blush, because I need some contour on this face. I have no contour happening right now. I have no shape and it's bothering me. So, I'm using this pink right here, Kawaii, and we're going to contour with blush. And let's do our cheek. Okay, I think it's cute. I think it's demure. Look at me. I'm like a little porcelain doll. I'm soft, I'm delicate. I'm a ballerina. Graceful. Delicate. Hopefully this matches up. I have a feeling I did this uneven. I don't know how much these bangs are going to forgive. I kind of just put it down and didn't really look where I put it. So it might be a little uneven. So you might have to just adjust your eyes a little bit. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. Ooh, my skin is really raw from shaving. I don't know why. I'm going through it right now. Contour up here. Not even gonna lie. I think I look cute and you're mad about it, alright? And I understand that. Because this makeup shouldn't look good on me, but it does. I made it work, so just, you know, don't be mad. Now I'm looking at, she's got a bit of like an old school 90s, kind of look like a My Scene doll or a chola. So we're gonna do a dark lip liner. It is very like My Scene doll. We're gonna do a bow today. Not gonna lie, it's kind of giving Prince Poppycock Goes to Junior Prom. Which I'm not mad at, it's a look. It's a look. I'm not here to complain, I'm just glad like pop stars are wearing so much makeup again. Like just throw it on, don't be afraid of the cosmetics. The clean girl look is not it. Sorry. Alright, I'm using this dark red from the red palette at Kimchi Chic Beauty. Because like I mentioned before, I can't use lip liner, it gets too crumbly on me. So we're making do with this. Yeah, looking at this makeup, I'm trying to see what it gives me. It is very like, almost like glam rockish kind of look, like 70s meets the 80s. Like I can see the influences here, like very new wave. Ooh, okay. Red lipstick, this is MAC. Feels so grand. I actually have to get a new one because, bitch, I'm running low. So let's see how this works. I might have to use a different red. Okay. Now, looking at the picture, she doesn't have nose contour. I'm not that confident. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know I may seem like the most confident person in the world, but I'll admit this to you right now. I don't know if I have that in me to not do nose contour. So we're doing contour, okay? We're gonna do some nose contour. So I'm gonna use the same Kawaii from the blush. We're just gonna contour with the blush. Because I can't. No. That scares me. I have to have nose contour. Oh, it's gonna look like I was caught in a winter storm. Oh, like I blushed my nose. I feel like one of Hexton's dolls, he always does this. Puts like the little blush on the nose, looking like they just got done skiing. Or was it Drop Dead Gorgeous? Where she has to like put all that blush on the dead body. You know? His face fresh from coming from hunting. But then, I don't mean to blend with that finger, sorry. This finger. We're almost done. Yeah, I think we are almost done, shit. Let's just go a little bit more on the lip liner because it's bothering that it kind of went away after I put the red down. So I want it to be a little more bold. Let me start with a darker shade. Yeah, I do right here. We're going to do Blowout from the Bottle Blonde collection. We're going to reline our lips just to give it a little more of that defineness because like she has a really bold line. Oh yeah, there we go, bitch. I want John Waters. All right. All right, I just got to do a blue right here and then we're done with the final look. It's got to throw the lashes on and we're ready for the final result. Be right back.
Welcome back. Oh my God, honey, I'm hot to go right now. I look like the Midwest princess. Oh my goodness, this is fun. I just whipped this wig up the other day and I actually impressed myself. I was like, oh, I kind of love it. It is 2 wigs. It is from Jaymes Mansfield Beauty, the Pardon Me in red tinsel, yes. So I whipped 2 of these wigs. It's a double stack, and I think it's kind of fun. It's like a nice stacked up, like bouffant version. Like, you know, she's going to the dance. Yes, and I have to say, it's also kind of giving Lil Pound Cake. Like, here, let me show you. I mean, should I just take her out? Because she thinks she comes right out. Oh yeah, the box is hardly even, like, sealed. Let me just pull her out and show you. I mean, it's like that meme from The Office, like, it's the same picture. Alright, let's put her back in there. I don't want to ruin the collector's value. This might be worth, you know, $75 one day. Pop, you are a menace today. Do you want attention? How are you? You don't like the way I look, do you? You don't recognize me because you're looking at me like, you look crazy, bitch. And you're right. He's absolutely right. Now, I love this look personally. I think I look rather ravishing. To be completely honest with you, I feel like it's a look. This could become my new look. And I'll act like it was mine the whole time. Like, I don't know. She got it from me, okay? Like, I don't know. She got it from me. 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 She got This is truly the cross I hold. You know, she stole my whole entire look. And my sound. My sound musically, she also stole that. And my voice. She's secretly Ursula the Sea Witch. In case you didn't know. Now, this is a lot of fun. Now, I have to take a moment, some VENMO moments to thank some folks who tipped me on Venmo and some YouTube super thanks. The Midwest Princess Edition. I would like to thank Mona, thank you, Mona. Daniel, thank you, Daniel. Carl. Kenny, oh, that's Sylvia, never mind. No thank you to Sylvia. And Roger, thank you so much. And super thanks from Doug, Duke, Abby, Howard, PP Pants. Oh, good Lord. I just like that. That one's old. And Howard. Thank you so much for the VENMO moments and the YouTube super thanks. Oh my God, you guys. I have become Chappell Roan, all right? This is my new look, okay? This is how I'm gonna look forever now. I've written a letter to Daddy, all right? Oh my goodness. It is kind of giving Psycho Biddy. Like, it's kind of giving, like, you know, I'm just waiting for my husband to come back from the war. Like, he died at war or something. And it's like, I'm consistently just in the look I had when I was, you know, about to marry him. But, you know, he's going to come back one day. Just you wait. I still have dinner in the oven. Like, it's very that way. The showboat version, okay? Oh my gosh. I love it personally, but I had to take this all off because that's right. I got ready for a night at home. I think this is perfect to like read a book in, you know? It's nice and casual. This couch is kind of itchy though. The sequins on the back, not really the smartest choice, but you know what? We're learning and we're growing. We're making things happen here, okay? And if you like this wig, look for it on the used wig tab. Like I said, it is the part of me in fire red tinsel. So be sure and get it, okay? Or if you want this one, it could be yours. Everything has a price. And I'd like to give a shout out to my wiglets. Roll it!
And I'd like to give a special shout out to my wiglets. Jacob, Ernie, Duke, Just BKZ, Vera, myself, Sponge King, Pearface, Steve, So Many Kitties, JT, Christine, Curtis, Miss Mosey D, Romeo and Juliet, Rose, Darth Curray, Catalina, Miss Lansing, Maureen, Veronica, Molly, Carl, Dolores, Loreza, Martha, Louise, Harmon, Astro, B-Rex, Matthew, Roger, Tyler, Brian, Margarita, Adam, Samuel, Macon, Becca, Chrissy, Tony, Jason, JJ, Nisi, Roy, Anita, Selena, Ricky, Smashley, Brooklyn, Monty, Sarah, Missy, February Roses, Dirkus, Marsha, Darth Patty, Kaylane, Joey, Not Edward Furlong, Myron, Daniel, Gwendolyn, Andrew, Pat, Eliza, and Doug. Thank you so much, wiglets.
Thank you so much, wiglets. Now, I love you all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, see you in the live streams. Now hit the outro.
Click here and watch Iconic Brunettes, Joan Crawford, or see how I look if I worked at Ulta, being an evil overlord. Come on, click it, you know you want to. If you don't click it, you're super, super lame. So click it. Estoy perdida.